everybody, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about a really important topic right now. So many important topics, right? But this one is particularly important and is very much on my mind as in the need to have a little conversation on it. And that is, the future is not inevitable. Right now, we're being sold in so many different ways an inevitable future that essentially looks like a Black Mirror episode. Right, we are moving towards an AI god, and yes, that is what's happening. This obsession with technology, we're microchipping ourselves. We have essentially, our imagination has been hijacked, and yes, I do believe deliberately, to set us up on a future trajectory that we are not choosing, because we don't feel like we can choose it. We feel like it's this inevitable, it's beyond our control. It's beyond our capability to do anything about shifting that trajectory. And that is done on purpose. That's done on purpose because the system as it is controlling our imaginative capabilities. And so the question that I ask you to ask yourself is, who controls your creative power? Your creative power as an individual in your life, and our creative power as a collective. We can only create what we can imagine, right? The future is an intangible. All that ever exists is the now. The now. But the now is constantly a reflection of what we believe is the past. Okay, whatever we have experienced as individuals in our past, and however we've been taught our history, right? So the experiential and the educated understanding of the past is where we arrive within our present, and the present actions, vibration, your energy right now, and your imagination is what allows the future to become. Right? We're always in a state of becoming. So for example, as an individual, sometimes it's easier to think about this as individuals. If you consistently in the now have a story about your past, that is, I'm the victim of X situation and it sucks and I'm in misery and and the world is miserable and blah, 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 right? That's your narrative about the past. That is creating your habits in the present. Right, your experience and your creative action in the present is based on a past orientation. Your present actions and your present belief system and your present narrative is creating your future. It's all happening. There's nothing more than the now. It's all happening right now. You're experiencing, and you have a concept of the past, which is your experience of the present, and also your future narrative, or your narrative of the future. That is what creates the now. If we have anxiety, it's because we have anxiety about what the future is. The future is not. There's nothing more than the now. But we oftentimes can have immense anxiety due to what we imagine is our individual or our collective future. We can often have guilt and other kind of low vibrational energies because of the narrative that we have, that we've trapped ourselves within from the past. There's an acceleration that's happening right now in all narratives as we're getting kind of guilted, beaten down, and exhausted by a poor narrative around our past and our present, and of course being given doomsday narratives of the future. And it's very important at this point in time that we can take a breath. And as individuals, if you want to change your future, you have to do something different in the present, which often means you have to shift your perception and your narrative of the past, right? So we're rewriting the past, we're re-understanding the present, or we're re-experiencing so that we can have a new experience in the present. And the present is also created by what we want for the future. So if you want to, if your imagined future is to have a business, for example, is to have a business in the near future, to start a soap business, something like that, then you're going to take actions today in the present moment, if you're taking accountability for that future that you want, to create that future. The future is always shifting. It's always shifting based off of our belief systems, our narratives, and our imaginative capabilities. So at this moment in time, what has often we've repressed the imagination and creativity generally, right? Creativity is just it's the same idea of being an independent thinker. There's this constant desire to stay within consensus, within social norms, within expectations. We all have to agree about where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. That's not actually true. The individual needs to find that for themselves. And so we want to take back our creative power, our creative energy. But as it relates to the future in particular, we really have to start reimagining for ourselves. So start asking yourself, what do I really want for my future? That's not materialistic. What is the experience that I want to have in my life? And start practicing those things now. Start doing that work in the present, and it will automatically shift your future. And this is very much, it is the same process in taking back our collective future. Okay, and taking back our collective future. So start asking yourself, not what is the future going to be? What future are we predetermined for? And being all terrified of all of the things that seem to be this inevitable trajectory that you've been put on, and you're helpless within. You are not helpless, and it is not inevitable. We have to take back our imagination, but do that from a place within your heart. What future do you want for mankind? And challenge yourself to think about things that you haven't seen. Really activate that imagination. Really activate possibilities, potentials, right? Go through and see if you can journal on 10 different ways that our trajectory could go. Don't worry about the how right now. In the same way that we do for individual coaching, before you can start figuring out how, or re-experiencing, creating a new how experience for yourself, you first have to start releasing, unleashing, freeing what is possible for the future. So it's just a quick video today as a reminder to really, really take some time. Take some time for your own individual experience and for our collective experience. Our future depends on it. We can change this trajectory at any moment. At any moment. But we have to be able to imagine and see something that's better. And then we have to have the balls to choose that, right? To creatively say no, or not creatively say no, to say no to certain trajectories, just like we would in our individual life, right? If I don't want to be a drug addict, I'm not going to say yes to a bunch of drugs. I'm going to say no, thank you. But I'm actually okay right now. And now I'm not on that path anymore. But you have to say no to what's coming in. You cannot give your consent to things that you don't believe in your heart. And that's the thing, we have to get out of our head and really try to get into your heart. What do you feel is right? Get all of it, try to turn the brain off, turn the intellect off, turn all of the, but if this is happening and this is all the noise, and just quiet it down and come into the heart and ask yourself, what do I want for humanity? What future do I believe we're capable of? What future do I want to see? What future am I going to take accountability for in my life? my imaginative, creative energy, what am I going to give my energy to? To this path of doom, or to shifting out of it? And if enough of us start to recognize that we have that power, our consciousness as a collective shifts. And that's part of our awakening, obviously, our awakening process as well. But just a reminder that you have that power. Who controls your creative power? Who controls your imagination? Take it back. Take it back. You control it. You control it, and you can activate and expand your imagination at any moment in time. All you have to do is turn the rest of it off. Come into your heart. Come into the love and the higher vibration of what is possible. And give that your energy every day. We are contagious as human beings. Our energy is contagious. All things in this world are contagious. Ha! That's funny. But it's true. Everything is contagious. Fear is contagious. Narratives are contagious. And that is those who are incredibly intelligent, know how to orchestrate and social engineer a collective, are very aware of that, which is why they're very good at contaging, right? At making sure that things go, quote unquote, viral or spread. And we need to understand that and take that back and be more mindful of what we listen to, question more of what we're hearing in a mainstream doomsday narrative, and start to pass on and become more contagious with a healthier narrative that's activated from our own imagination, and have imaginative conversations with other people in your life. Not where are we going? Where do we want to go? Okay, the future is now. It's not somewhere else, it's now. And right now we have we got a big tsunami heading towards us. I shouldn't laugh at that. But we have a tsunami of doomsday narratives that are trying to make you too scared to imagine something better. They're really using that. They're using the urgency and the fear tactics to make you too nervous to not pay attention to them. Because if I don't pay attention to them, I'm going to die. Well, you might. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're going to have another one on releasing our attachment to life itself. But there are much worse things than dying in this world. And one of them is living within a doomsday narrative. So let's do our best as individuals to take back our creative energy, to take back our power, and let's shift these narratives. Let's shift our energy and shift our future trajectory right now, in the now, today. And it can happen very quickly, the more of us that do it. All right, that's it for today. Love and strength to everybody, and talk to you soon.